Hey, what's up everybody? Mr. B here, and I wanted to go over my top 5 kicking routines that just help me with overall strength training, mobility, flexibility, and everything else like that. You are not going to need any sort of equipment for these at all, but really what I like to start with is just a nice easy stretch. So one of my favorite ways to start out my kicking routine is in what we call a dragon stretch. Now, this is basically just a variation on a lunge. You're just gonna put your front foot out, and you wanna put that front foot out enough. I'm gonna go ahead and switch legs here so that you can't actually push your knee past your toes. You wanna keep that knee here out in front. And the reason why I like this is that it's a pretty mild stretch on the hip flexor and on the hamstring. And you can really press into it really aggressively. Okay, if you've got a fair amount of ankle mobility, you're gonna want to step way out and then just let this leg go long. And again, you should feel the stretch in both of your hip flexors or your abductor muscles. Okay, those are the muscles that lift your leg up high and away from your center. And really you only need to hold these for about, I like to do about 30 seconds on each side and just really kind of get into that, all right? And so that's gonna start warming up my hips. Number 2 is gonna be my abductor leg lifts. We call them fire hydrants. You'll see why in just a second, because it looks like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. And we're just gonna go ahead and keep our knee bent, and we're just gonna lift this leg out. I like to do about 3 sets of 20 of these in a superset. Like, I just like to add them into my routine so I get a fair amount. And like I said, about 20 on each leg. If you're feeling really good, if you're strong, there's a lot of variations you can do with this. You can do straight leg taps. From straight leg taps, if you want to go a little bit higher, we call these rainbows, where we start to make that nice arc. All right, and then of course you can go straight into kicks from here, and then you can build those however you want. Say maybe you want to do a rainbow with a kick, or a tap, straight leg tap with a kick, or maybe you want to do a bent leg with a kick and then down. There's really like a ton of ways that you can make that routine pretty fantastic. So the next thing that I like is my lunge into whatever kick that I am doing. I like lunges a lot just because they work your glutes a lot, they work your hamstring a lot, and your hip mobility. So again, I'm a huge fan of hip mobility, but anything that we can do, we can lunge, drop into our front snap, lunge into our roundhouse, lunge, and then into our side kick. And you can basically take that lunge into whatever kick you want. Lunge into crescent, lunge, hook kick, however you want to orient that, and you can build that. Like I said, the same way that I like to do 20 on each side for my hydrants or my dog leg lifts, whatever we're going to call those. Okay, you build that into a lunge here, and then I like to follow it up with a cool down of a single leg Romanian deadlift with a high knee. So I drop down into my single leg RDL, into a high knee here, and then this is fun because you can kind of set a timer, or you can do an equal amount on both sides. And again, right here, you're working some really solid balance on this skill right here, and then of course some good hip movement. So that's number 3. Number 4 is going to be a chamber drill. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to work in my right or left guard stance. You're going to want to work both sides because I believe firmly in being an ambidextrous fighter. Okay, and all I'm going to do from here is I'm going to bring my front knee to my back elbow, and then I'm going to twist out. Then I'm going to look the other way, and I'm just going to go back and forth. 1 step, step, 2 step, step. If you look at it from this angle right here, 1 step, step, 2 step, step. Okay, just nice and easy. And again, you can hit a number of reps, or you can just set a timer and run that back and forth. as you get better, a good variation is to just throw that defensive side, but with the tap, make it, instead of just a 1 motion, 1, 2 motion, and then 1, 2 motion. So that way you're getting that extra balance and that extra hold. All right, and then finally, one of my favorite kick drills of all time is to just work on, from your set bounce, your skate into whatever your kick you're doing. So in my set bounce, I'm really active right here. I skate round, okay, or I skate side, or I skate hook, or I skate axe. And again, this is really a good one to just set a timer and either have like your coach just yell out a random kick, or, you know, if you don't have anybody that you're working out with or coaching you that day, you just throw your kicks at random and just whatever kick, you just push that with that nice skate. There's my inside, there's my outside, and I'm trying to move forward. And I like this drill because it's a really good way to get a nice solid sweat going on. And if I'm working my sparring drills, it's a great way to just add some variety instead of just doing boom, 1, 1, over and over and over again. It just kind of helps me engage because of the variety involved. Now, if you guys are really enjoying this content, I'd really appreciate it if you stick around and watch the next video. All right, it helps keep the channel, helps us promote, helps us find new subscribers. Also, if you have any opportunity to share this with somebody, I would love that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. All right, guys, until next time, train hard, fight fast, score first. Awesome.